Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a really fun one. First of all, we have a new Apple update, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to download that really quickly. We're just going to go into the settings app, and then you're going to go under the general tab, then you're going to click software update right up there, and there will be a tab that says download to the new iOS 14.3, but I already have it downloaded, so that's how you download it from there. Once you have it downloaded, there are some great new features, guys. I'm going to just lightly touch on them. The biggest one starting off is if you have these little shortcuts enabled with the custom app icons. Now when you click on an app, there's not that little switch from the shortcuts app into the other app. There's just a banner that swipes down from the top. So I'll show you that again. As soon as I go in, the banner drops down and it says reminders to the shortcuts. Check. That means the shortcut worked, and that's all this time. So there's not a little switch over from the app. So you're basically going straight into the app, which is definitely a great new upgrade. Another new feature is that they added some new accommodations for the new AirPods Max, which just means that those will now work on your phones, as well as the new Apple Fitness Plus, which was released a few weeks ago. Those will now be able to connect within your Apple Watches as well as your iPhones and iPads with the new update. So you need that in order for Apple Fitness Plus to work, as well as the AirPods Max. So go ahead and download that if you guys are thinking about getting any of those products. As well as just, there was a few other bugs in the background that Apple fixed with this update, so it's generally just a beneficial update for you to get your phone fixed up with any of the little bugs and also just enjoy some of the new features that are added on here. Alright, so once you have downloaded that update, I'm going to be showing you a few of the new features that were actually added into the original iOS 14. And we're starting off with a little security feature that Apple added, which is very helpful. So when we go into our camera app right over here, you guys saw at the top, there was a little green dot that appeared. I'm going to show you that again. All right, so I'm clicking on my camera app. If you look right up there, as soon as I click on it, a little green dot appears, and that just shows you that your camera is being used. So maybe different apps, social media apps are actually scanning what your camera is seeing in the background, and you might not know, but now that that green dot appears, it shows you that that is working, as well as your microphone. So when your microphone is in use, a little orange dot will appear right up there as well, showing you that apps could be recording you in the background. So that's a nice little security feature that Apple added. All right, so we're going into another feature that most people don't know about, and this actually has to do with the calendar apps and the clock app. So if I go over here to add a new event, whenever I want to add a time, I'm going to go over here and click, and then there's a little box that now appears showing you that what the time is, and then you can click that and type in the number of whatever time you want. So right now that's 2 o'clock, 1400, but let's say I wanted it to start at 3 o'clock. But there used to be a scroll wheel here where you would actually just scroll through and pick a number. This still exists. If you just pull down on the number up top, the scroll wheel is still there. It is very nice to use because sometimes it just works a little bit faster. I don't know. It's really nice as well in the clock app. So when we go into the clock app, if we want to add an alarm, our shortcuts panel pulls up at the top. But if we want to add an alarm, we're just going over here to the typing box. We can tap on it and then type in whatever number we want, or we can also just use the scroll wheel again. So that is a feature that most people don't know about, and it's pretty useful. The scroll wheel was something that was used a long time ago, and Apple just came out with the typing box in the new iOS 14. But you can also still use the scroll wheel if you prefer that method. That is a little hidden feature that most people don't know about, so check that out if you guys want to. This next hack is a little bit hard to explain, but basically the entirety of it is that you can actually set live photos as your wallpaper, even if you don't have the higher end phones. So Apple actually advertises on their website that only iPhones with 3D touch can have live photos, which is basically a photo that you can hold down as your lock screen and it will show movement. You can only use those on the iPhone Pros, which are very expensive, and I obviously don't have that. You can actually still use the live photos, even though Apple doesn't advertise or say anywhere that you can. So on these new phones, there's something called haptic touch, which means that when you hold down on an app or hold down on something, there's that little button click feel, and that is called haptic touch. On the newer phones, it's called 3D touch, and it's just different from the haptic touch. It's basically a little bit more expensive, a little bit different, and Apple advertises that it enables you to use live wallpapers for your lock screen, but you can really still do this now just with the older phones that have haptic touch. So that's the iPhone 7 and up. So I'm actually going to go into my camera. I'm going to turn my live photo button on, which is that up at the top. It says live. So then when I take a photo, there is going to be some movement in it. There's some movement in the photo. So if I just go set as wallpaper, I can click that and it says press on the screen to see this wallpaper animate, which means that it will have some movement within my wallpaper and I can set it as my lock screen. That's how you do that, guys. It works pretty well and it's definitely a nice way to add some movement customization into your lock screen, as well as some home screen tips that I have, and I have those in some other videos. If you guys want to see how to customize these to look like this, totally go check those out. So the last hack is something that is a little bit hidden, and Apple just added this recently. This was included in the new iOS 14, and it's within FaceTime. There's something over here called eye contact. Basically, what that is when you're FaceTiming people, a lot of times you're looking at them on the phone. So like you're looking at the screen instead of looking straight into the camera. And Apple made a little bit of an adjustment that whenever you click that eye contact button on, it will adjust your eyes to look like you are looking into the camera instead of actually looking at your phone. So it's just a little bit more of a way to establish a connection with the person that you are FaceTiming. So that's a little hack, a little something that Apple just added into the iOS 14. I hope you guys learned something new within these hacks on the new iOS 14. Don't forget to download the iOS 14.3. As you can see, there is some fun new features in there. And if you want to buy the AirPods Max or use the Apple Fitness Plus, you're going to need that update. So make sure that you do that, as well as comment down below with anything that you learned today, and feel free to subscribe. I'll have new videos coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys.